Hey guys, and welcome back to Okami. We have a ride Pokemon! Ah!
Yes, I mean, that is basically Orca's purpose. He will take us anywhere in North Ryushima Coast that we choose to go. And, it's just like, the world just feels so huge at this point. There is a reason why this part is as long as it is. Because we're going to be going to each and every island where we can do something at this moment in time.
Oh, joy!
Yeah. And this region is freaking gigantic.
I'm only really saying that because I'm still partially ill. Like, Richie does most of the brute forcing in the commentaries anyway. I've got nothing to complain about.
Tom, just imagine that I had to do this by myself.
Oof. Oof.
Oh, that was a delight.
Yeah, there's a reason I gave up solo commentary, so more power to you, mate.
I mean, it was fun. I just went a little bit doolally. Towards the end of the part, I was just going, I don't have anything to talk about anymore, oh god.
Oh.
But it's all fine, because throughout this part we just get to listen to the glorious Ryushima Coast music, which is called Ryushima Plains. We also get to listen to Shachimaru's theme, which is Orca's theme, because Orca's Japanese name is Shachimaru. And basically, Shachimaru is just the Japanese equivalent for the killer whale, because I believe the Shachi bit is the killer whale bit.
Okay.
The Maru is just a common suffix for male names, apparently. And Orca's name just comes from the Latin name for killer whales in general, and his name is also the Spanish name for killer whale, which is just Orca, which is all nice.
It's just a whale named Whale, really.
Basically, yes.
Alrighty, here we go.
I just love Shachimaru's theme because it's just so happy and bright and light, and it just makes you want to sail the ocean. This is basically like Wind Waker, so just another thing of...
Oh my god!
The lovely Wind Waker. Yeah, the water dragon will swim round us and try and do stuff, but ultimately he can't hurt you when you're riding on Orca's back.
Oh, okay, that went from scary to not scary at all.
Yes, well, I mean, we are riding with the emissary from the Dragon Kingdom people. So, really, even though the water dragon's gone completely doolally, he's not gonna harm the emissary of those people because he has no need to.
Yeah, that sounds like a capital crime in the dragon world.
Yeah. So, we have another hole, so let's investigate what waits beneath. Oh look, it's another one of these ones. It's pretty much from around this point in the game onwards that you're going to start finding them, because at this point you will have upgraded enough with your digging capabilities that you are able to dig in and find them. And this is another reason why you're going to be wanting to stockpile yen, because in order to upgrade your brush techniques at these little wishing well divine springs, you need to throw in a whole bunch of money. So, yeah, we've got to go in 40k a pop 3 times.
Jeez.
Yeah, this stuff is expensive.
Hang on, wasn't this in Zelda A Link to the Past? I guess they got it from, like, the same place. It must be a Japanese folklore tale.
Probably. I mean, let's see if the internet brings up anything.
Okay. I mean, we in the West have a similar thing with, like, wishing fountains and whatnot, so, you know...
Exactly. I mean, yeah, I'd say that's ultimately probably... That monomyth of wishing wells is probably where this whole deal comes from. But yeah, these springs are frickin' expensive, because it's to get the upgrade. It is always 3 times the top amount. So you do have to be pretty rich. But it's fine, because now we can use 2 cherry bombs at once, which can be useful, but I'm not necessarily going to use it in combat ever, because that's just a bit too difficult to set up.
Now, double the power slash, that sounds legit, so I'm looking forward to that.
That will happen eventually.
Because Easton said there were 3 divine springs, so...
Yes, so we will be going to every single one of them, and yeah, they are really, really, really ridiculously expensive.
Alright, Orca, where are you at? I think we've successfully pilfered this island, and we are officially Wind Waker now.
We are indeed, so as many people have said, Okami is easily the best Zelda game. Because it's got elements of Wind Waker, because we've got the ocean. It's not perhaps quite as well filled as the ocean in Wind Waker, because obviously that's a much bigger ocean and there's a lot more stuff happening in it, whereas these are just some disparate islands. But each island does have something on it, and it's very, very easy to get through all of it quite quickly, because you're just riding on Orca, so it's all good.
For some reason I just thought of Phantom Hourglass and DS Island. I don't know why, it just came to the forefront of my mind. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask. How is the world of Breath of the Wild, like, spaced in terms of, like, stuff happening every, I don't know, 10 square feet or so?
Now, it's a fascinating case, because in reality, there's a ridiculous butt ton of stuff going on in the world of Breath of the Wild. You are going to go a little bit, well, not very far before you find either a Korok seed or a shrine or some enemies or some NPCs. It's a very densely packed world, right?
Oh, good.
Insanely densely packed world. There are moments where just the time is just very quiet, and you're not going to run into anything.
Well,
but it all depends on the pace that you're going and what you try to find, because I mean, I spent ages. I mean, I can't remember the exact time. I can actually find, well, I don't think I can actually find out the exact time that I spent on Breath of the Wild, because annoyingly, if there's one thing that has eternally pissed me off about the Nintendo Switch, is that they got rid of the what was it called? The data.
Oh, the log
channel, the blog, like the book thing in the charts in the 3DS and on the Wii U, which told you exactly how long you'd spent playing each day and exactly how long you'd spent playing each game, because I always found that to be really fascinating information, and it was also super helpful for me when planning my playthroughs and walkthroughs, because it gave me an indicator of that's how long it took me to beat it the first time, therefore it's likely to turn out at this many parts. And the Switch doesn't allow me to do that, which pisses me off to no end, because I liked that feature. That was actually a feature that differentiated it to all the other consoles, and they got rid of it, the buggers.
Switch is mostly thumbs up with a few really bizarre thumbs down, if not thumbs sideways. Like, have you heard how voice chat works on the Switch?
I've seen that it's been announced. I haven't properly looked into it all yet, because I know that I'm never going to use it anyway.
Yeah.
But I will definitely look at the insanity that awaits. I do find Nintendo to be a fascinating company at times, because there are moments where they do things which are just like, yes, you go Nintendo, that is fucking amazing.
Queen Slay!
You do you. Yes, exactly. And then there are other moments where you're just like, Nintendo?
Fuck you doing, mate?
Yeah, I don't know what your logic was there, that doesn't quite make any sense. But okay, you do you.
Yeah, although to be fair, when they do something right, oh boy, because have you seen the Pokemon Company's like annual turnover?
Oh,
it's
yes.
like a few years ago. 10 million, 14 million, I don't know, like 13 million. When Pokemon Go released, 140 million something.
Yeah, Pokemon Go did wonders for them. And then Sun and Moon went on to be absolutely freaking amazing.
Oh yeah.
So, it's all looking good for the Pokemon Company. I just can't wait to see what arrives on the Switch, whether that be the rumoured Pokemon Stars, which I am totally down for, by the way, or whether it is just a brand new game. Either or, I'm quite happy at whatever is going to come.
Pokeball 3, make it happen!
Less bothered about that because I never played the original two Pokeparks. I'd be quite happy with another Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game at some point, because...
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect for the Switch. Yeah.
I mean, I would also love to see the return of Pokemon Ranger, but considering the Switch hasn't really got the touchscreen for Ranger, because all of that was like frantically scratching your touchscreen with a stylus. And while it was a great joy to play, let's just say that my bottom screens probably weren't very big fans of me after playing those. Now, if there's one thing that frustrates me about the ocean, is that whenever I try to power slash, and also whenever I try to pick up items from here, I have to jump off of Orca to get anything done decently, because I just keep rolling around doing absolutely frick all, and it's really annoying.
Ugh. What you like. Don't accidentally get eaten by the sea dragon, whatever you do.
Oh no, don't worry, that's not going to happen. I'm too good for that to occur. Another thing that's slightly annoying is that, so obviously when you are using the Celestial Brush, if you angle your canvas, shall we say, down so that you should hopefully be able to more easily see the clams that you're trying to hit under the water. When it's sunny, at least, can't freaking see anything because the sun's hitting the water and then you're just blinded.
Jesus!
And it's just like, why? Which is really frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
So you end up having to get off of Orca to get yourself a better vantage point, and also so that you can, not constantly miss the frickin' thing. But also, whenever you jump onto Orca, every single time he will tell you should really go to the whirlpool or you should really find the whirlpool that leads to the Dragon's Kingdom, or what have you.
Whoa, okay.
Oh yes! Surprise secret boss. So, this is the Bandit Spider. He's basically like the Spider Queen, but we now have a few more tools at our disposal.
Ah, yes.
Because we have flames in the background, and he's super insanely weak to fire. So if we can get his bum open, which should be happening pretty immediately. There we go. We can bring in the flames and just decimate. And also we have more powerful power slash now, so it's just all an absolute joy.
Holy crap.
Yeah, did not stand a chance. So there are a grand total of 3 bandit spiders located throughout the world. This is technically the second one that you can find. The first one is in normal Ryushima Coast.
Okay.
And then the last one is located in the final area of the game. I'm pretty sure that each of them will give you a sun fragment, which is quite nice. But what's very important is that you keep a note in your head of the locations where you fought the bandit spiders, because if you come back to them after having defeated the bandit spiders, there will be a particularly special Demon Gate waiting for you.
Huh.
And those are the greatest challenges that Okami has to offer. They are the final Demon Gate trials, and they are deadly because you've got a ridiculous number of rounds of fighting, lots of enemies and lots of quite difficult enemies as well, and they can be major slogs because they are essentially marathon battles. And that is why they are ultimately as challenging as they are, because you have to keep going for a ridiculously long time. I'm pretty sure that the longest one, so the most challenging one, took me upwards of about an hour and a half to beat. So they are bloody long.
Oh, we're doing those for the extras, aren't we?
Not the extras, actually. Those are coming right at the end of the main body of the walkthrough, because they count towards 100%, and therefore I will be doing them, but they're not going to happen until literally just before we go into the final area, shall we say.
Jesus, Rich, talk about fucking plot cockblock.
Yeah, I mean, basically it is. We get to the point where it's just like, yes, it's time to go to the final dungeon. It's not really a dungeon, but it's classify it as the final dungeon. And yeah, that is the moment where we'll be doing the final pickup of everything, because there's a few little side quests that occur at that moment, but also that is the moment where we will be most prepared to take on those challenges, and that is why I'll be doing them then.
Reminds me of the Metroid Prime games, 1 and 2 specifically, because 3 you can do it throughout the game, where just before the final bosses you gotta go on a bit of a scavenger hunt, as it were, a fetch quest.
Yeah, it's very much... well, it's not very much like the Triforce hunt in Wind Waker, but it's that sort of thing where to get to the final location you have to do a ridiculously long fetch quest. It's just like... Thankfully, these are all just side quests, so you are totally free to do them if you want to, totally free to just ignore them. But if you want 100%, then damn right you're going to have to do them.
Alright. Fishing time?
Fishing time, indeed.
Alright, careful not to fish up the sea dragon. I don't think he'll like that.
Yeah, thankfully that's not going to happen, but we are going to have to fish up the king of the sea, the marlin, using the marlin rod. Obviously because the names match up. This is, I believe, the most challenging required fish that you're going to have to do the side quests. So, you do just have to be a bit careful, because this one is going to be a bit of a challenge. Also, look! I found Nemo!
Yes.
I killed Nemo!
Oh my god.
He's just going to get sold and eaten.
Kind of reminds me of Animal Crossing New Leaf, where I swear, when you catch like the clownfish and whatever dory is, you find them in the same tank.
Oh yes, the blue tang.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't spoil it because we're going to do that playthrough later this year, aren't we? Damn it!
Not really sure what you're referring to there, so I'll plead ignorance for now.
Unless plans have changed, we're definitely doing it towards the end of this year. And I will leave the surprise until then.
Oh, is it Professor Layton in the Unwound Future?
No! Lost Future, Tom. We're doing the English version, get it right.
Whatever, that's a marlin. It's a swordfish, apparently. Well, there's no apparently about it. It is just the name for the swordfish.
Yeah, basically. A marlin is a fish from the family Istiophoridae, which includes about 10 species. It's got an elongated body, a spear-like snout or bill, and a long, rigid dorsal fin which extends forward to form a crest.
Damn.
Its common name is thought to derive from its resemblance to a sailor's marlin spike, and that's why it's called a marlin.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that, actually.
You see, it's the joy of etymology and all that jazz. So it's not quite the same as a swordfish, but it is similar because one of its nicknames is the spearfish. And I don't know how he's going to carry that all the way to the restaurant, but he is.
Well,
so
the second
okay.
he was off screen, he instant transmissioned his way to the sushi restaurant.
Basically, yes. He did the trick that PlatinumGames worked quite hard on. So, if ever we do end up covering Bayonetta, you've promised me it's going to happen one day.
Oh, I'm 100% in for that, mate. Don't worry about it.
One of the things that they did is because there's one level in particular where a little girl called Cereza follows you about. And the thing that they decided to do with that is that whenever you run away from Cereza, if she gets too far off screen, then she will ultimately just teleport to wherever you are. It's just to kind of keep her up and close to you. So when you turn the camera towards her, she will appear, but otherwise she will teleport just when you're not looking, which is very helpful.
Just while we're on the subject of PlatinumGames and whatnot, mate, have you heard the recent news?
Which recent news is this? Oh, is it about... Oh, about they're doing a Switch game.
Well, there's that. They're working on their first original IP as well.
Oh yes, I did see that as well, which... Well, it's not their first original IP, it's their first original IP that they are going to own.
Yes, that's what I meant, yeah.
Which makes me really, really, really happy and excited for them, because there are so many games that they've had... Oh yes, this is awesome. And it is going to be an upgrade to Galestorm. And this is just really awesome and also really, really broken.
Holy shit. Perfect sushi. Goddamn.
Exactly. Perfect sushi. Also, I don't quite know how one Marlin turns into 5 Marlins.
It's fine.
But
it's fine.
It's magic.
It's fine.
It's goddesses and gods. It's all good.
I completely forgot about the horse god for some reason.
It's fine. It's been a very long time since we last saw him. So, it's all good.
I mean, I usually remember stuff between recording sessions, because, you know, I'm the main commentator. This is my life right now. No, I'm serious, but I usually have a good memory for this sort of thing, but just plumb forgot. Which is weird, because the Gale Shrine is probably my favourite dungeon to date.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. But yes, we have the ability Whirlwind, and what this does is it creates a whirlwind around us, and you can use that to send enemies flying into the air and constantly hurt them.
Nice.
It's potentially really overpowered. I'm not going to use it that much because it does use up a lot of yen, but it is a potentially very useful brush technique to pick up.
So yeah, just back to the whole PlatinumGames thing. What's your opinion on it?
Like, it excites me because Platinum have been screwed over by the fact of, so far, every IP that they've worked on is owned by somebody else, even if they created it. So, Mad World, Infinite Space, Bayonetta, Vanquish are all owned by Sega. And while they had a good relationship there, the fact that Sega sort of lost... Well, I don't know whether they lost faith or whether they just didn't have enough money, meant that that their IPs that people still really loved, because people love Vanquish and people love Bayonetta, just didn't get quite the love. Obviously Bayonetta, they got saved by Nintendo, but it languished a bit. Thankfully, Sega seemed to have either found a bit more money, or they're just being awesome, because they've now released Bayonetta on PC, which, from what I can gather, is the definitive version of Bayonetta. It annoyingly misses out on the Nintendo exclusive costumes, but really that's not a problem, because Bayonetta at a perfect 60 frames per second, potentially higher, and no screen tearing, is just a glorious potential of an experience. And then for Vanquish as well,
Yes,
to be able to play that without the Vaseline smear across the graphics and at a steady frame rate, that is also amazing.
Speaking of frame rate, have they patched the thing where the higher the frame rate goes, the higher the difficulty goes, or the more damage you take?
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't looked into any of that sort of stuff.
But no, Sega's being really cool recently, and you know, with Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces, and I still think both will be great, so, man, they're going for a bit of a mini renaissance right now.
I know, there's a lot of hope right now with Sega, and that makes me very happy. If there's one thing that I would desperately like, I very much want to see a Bayonetta 3. Like, please can Sega and Nintendo work together to make that happen, because I need that in my life. I also need Nintendo to book up some dough and let Hideki Kamiya make the wonderful 102, because that also needs to happen, because that game, although it sold like shit, it's a wonderful, 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 wonderful game, and it really deserves to be played.
No comment from me. I haven't played it. I think Vanquish actually was the first HD game I actually played, or I think it's when I first experimented and turned my Xbox 360 to HD mode, because I was playing on like standard definition up until that point, and I was like, whoa, everything's so sharp. Are my eyes real? Am I real?
I think I remember the game that most switched me on to playing stuff in HD was Final Fantasy 13. Because,
yeah.
I mean, I got slightly the crap end of the stick, because I played the 360 version, which is already a bad thing, because that was like over 3 discs, because it was on a DVD. It was insane.
Oh man, I still remember the memes about the 360 version of Final Fantasy 13.
Oh yeah. But ultimately, because what happened, well, if you play in HD, then everything is quite clear, and it's quite nice, but the second you're in standard def, the text basically becomes illegible, because it's so freaking tiny. It's ludicrous. And so in the end, I think I ended up having to play it in higher quality, because just I could not have physically done it otherwise.
Yeah, understandable.
Because it was just impossible to read.
So peaceful, even though there's a gigantic fish of death just swimming around below us right now.
Well, exactly. I mean, these things happen. At least we can actually effectively get away from the water dragon at this moment in time, rather than frantically trying to lily pad and jump and swim and do all sorts to get away.
Yeah, you know, we've got diplomatic immunity right now. We're basically the final boss of the first Edgeworth game.
Exactly. Now, I will say, I didn't necessarily do the smartest of things, because I went round all the islands in the daytime, and then realised, oh, yeah, there's dig spots on those islands.
Oh, really?
That it needs to be nighttime for me to see. Oh, so, yeah, we're going on lap 2 of all of the islands. But it's fine, because
it's free content. It's for the channel. It's free content.
Exactly.
It's free real estate.
It's entirely free, and also you just get to listen to us natter on for just over half an hour.
Yeah.
And clearly that is the highlight of anybody's day.
No, I'm not even going to dignify that with a sarcastic declaration, man. It's like when you tell a lie in like a truth simulator or something, it just breaks the simulation entirely.
I know. Oh, God, to imagine what it would be like to have an ego that big where you think that you, like, people's lives revolve around the content that you put out. Like, I would hate to be that type of person.
Are you trying to, like, talk about someone in particular? Because it seems like you're angling at that.
I wasn't initially intending to angle at anybody, but I suppose that was sort of a little bit of shade at somebody.
I know. I see how it is, mate. Look, I try, okay? I am not the perfect individual, and we all make mistakes.
It's not you at all.
Of course it's not, mate. I can tell when you're aiming shit at me. I may be dumb, but I'm not dense.
Yeah, I would... Well, the thing is if I was aiming it at you, I would go into super sarcasm mode.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can always tell when I go super sarcasm mode, because everything just comes out just like, yes, wow, super amazing, like really fantastic.
That kind of hurts, Richie, yeah.
I don't do super sarcasm that often, but whenever I do, there is a decent reason behind it.
I hope you guys are enjoying these bants we have to do to, like, fill our time in the longer parts. Like, I'm not doing it just to waste time, it's just keep it as natural as possible, you know?
Well, exactly, because otherwise we'd be sat here going, so we've just turned it to night time now because there's another dig spot just over here. There's not that many left to go, so we're just going to sort of kind of keep digging, and then, oh, look, it's a stray bead. That is the level of commentary you'd be getting at this point if we didn't do bants.
I think that's my favourite kind of, like, anti-hype thing, where a YouTuber, and I'm not naming anyone in particular here, it's just something that happens to make me laugh personally, where a YouTuber will have a really extreme, exciting hype intro, and then it'll fade out, and you just hear like, man, hello guys, welcome back to Okami, and alright, so we're jumping on Orca. He's a whale. What's up with that? And oh look, there's the sea dragon. He can't hurt us. What a loser. Stuff like that, you know.
I know. The terrifying thing is that is a surprising amount of people on YouTube these days.
Oh my god, you just reminded me. Remember when we were recording Curious Village and I was randomly looking up other Curious Village playthroughs and I found a really terrible one?
I think I do, actually. Was that the one where he was voice acting every single character?
I think it might have been, but it was screen recorded and everything, and the audio quality was abysmal.
Yeah.
Oh.
I hope that was done a long time ago, because then it's slightly more forgivable. But I have the feeling that was actually... maybe like 2013-ish.
Well.
So still a while ago, but like not far enough ago that it would be okay.
Yeah, it's not far enough back in the past, you know, I can't make jokes about it yet, but it still has feelings. Although, that being said, I'm going to get philosophically pretentious here, so let me just pop on my imaginary ethereal fedora. Every year is someone's first year, man. Tip.
Well, yes. It's very true. And to be fair, everyone has to start somewhere. I mean, if you look back at, well, your first stuff on HellfireComms, well, obviously cringy now, was still relatively decent back in the day. You look at my starting stuff now, oh my god, it's god-awful.
What are you talking
Honestly,
about,
I have no idea why anybody watched my stuff back in the day.
How dare you, with such classics like Sonic Adventure 2 and the first version of Lost Winds. And I think there was, like, some really boring streams that I did once. Basically what I'm saying is, some of them were good in the past, some of them weren't. Just because they happened a long time ago doesn't mean they're all good. You should always be critical in that regard. But now we're getting a bit too introspective, and Tom's getting sensitive, and he might end up getting upset. Feed the cat, there you go, nurture the pussy.
Well, Tom, you'll be very happy, despite the fact that you're just getting sad, because we are heading to the Cat Tower. You're going to be seeing lots and lots and lots of cats.
Oh my god! We'll come back next time where Tom will squee!